Your mood is like the lens of a camera. If you have the right lens, your outlook and the outcome of that picture will come out great. I tell myself if I could change anything in the past, it would have been my outlook on reality. I was the kid that was honestly always in sorrow and anger, two very extreme emotions that I would just rest in. If you told me a joke, I would let it get to me and I would walk out in a fit of rage, maybe with some tears running down my eyes. That was the type of kid I was. And I suffered from probably an undiagnosed anger problem. And I let that stuff get to me even up into these recent years, going throughout high school and always trying to fight everyone or come home just complaining or pissed off. I didn't have a proper outlook on reality. I didn't know these tips or tricks to change my mood and live a better life, because it is so simple. If you have the ability to change your lens and the way you look at reality, it improves it. No one wants to go throughout the day pissed off or sad. It's not a fun thing. If you could just be happy and smile, well, obviously your entire day would go out well. And for intellectual people, it's really easy to just say, be realistic. Well, being realistic maybe in your mind is, oh, I got out of high school. Now I got to get a job. I got to pay all these things. I got to pick a career. I got to somehow get my life together in the span of these few months. And you dig yourself this ditch. And you become weak and sorrow and filled with sadness. But I have some actual tips and a reality change that you should implement if you want to improve your mood. Just to start off, I'm Maxwell, and I help teach self-improvement. To get into the tips and the steps that I have for you, I first want to say the misconceptions. We were raised in a way, this generation, to express our emotions. And I do agree to that to a point. There is nothing wrong with expressing emotions, but we must remember as men, we must be emotionally strong. Not just pushing our emotions down and bottling them up so they can come up and cause problems, but having the strength to understand it, diffuse it, and move on. And we can express emotions in this day and age. Being emotionally strong just doesn't mean, being the strong silent type, not letting anything get to you, being bland and living in this gray zone. No, that's not it. We can express our emotions fully in love or passion or work, in the gym. But when it comes to like sadness, greed, pride, these other kind of like sins in our life, we have to have the strength to reduce it, to not be overcome in like a fit of rage or a fit of lust or greed or pride, but instead to have the strength to moderate it. So to get into this outlook of life, because I really feel like everyone's just out in this doomer, sad, depressed outlook on life. Like, it's so easy to wake up and you think, fuck, I gotta get out of bed, go to school, go to work, oh, this is in the way, oh yeah, and then the bank account's a little low. That doesn't change the position that you're in. So when I was earlier in life, a few years ago, and I found myself just kind of depressed, life was all right, but I would just let my mind go on. I found philosophy. And without really getting into it, I am going to tell you my own philosophy. Mood is just a thought. It is just a thought. And we control our minds. There's a practice that really changed the way I look, inwards. We have the ability to literally confuse our body. If you were to close your eyes as a man and think of a very attractive woman, think of something sexual, you would get a boner because your body assumes, or your mind assumes, that you're about to have sex. You can literally think about doing something and your body reacts as if you are doing it. You think of something that pisses you off, you get pissed off. You think of something that makes you sad, you get sad. You play a scenario in your head and it becomes a reality even though it hasn't happened. you are tricking yourself into it. So if we understand that founding, that philosophy, that what we think we believe, why don't we think of good things instead of waking up? And of course we can, those people say, be realistic. They're sad bastards. We can have realistic goals and the ways to pursue and get them, yes. But to extent, we have to dumb ourselves down, dude. You think too much, therefore you're depressed. So when you wake up, you gratitude journal. You think, today's gonna be amazing and I'm gonna let nothing affect me. And you get a little jab in your armor. Like you kind of fucked up breakfast and you kind of have to go hungry until lunch. You could get super pissed off. But you just think, no, I'm gonna be happy. I'm gonna laugh. You can cry over spilled milk, or you can laugh that you made a mistake. So say to yourself that you are happy. Think it and believe it. Don't ever think of a bad situation or something terrible happening. Have a positive outlook on life. Instead of saying class is going to be a drag, go there and say, oh, I hope I learned something. I hope I have the strength to enjoy class. You know what? I'm going to imagine myself actually enjoying it for once. And then when you're walking to class, you go into the classroom, your outlook on it is so different compared to just going in there doomer, like, oh, today sucks. Instead, you actually end up enjoying it more because you have a new outlook. Fucking smile, dude. There is something about it. When you are sad and you put yourself into a smile, geez, it just forces you to be happy. Like, it's a really weird thing. It's hard to explain, and maybe someone will smile back at you. But when you're just sitting there with a resting bitch face, you kind of stay gloomy. So literally force a smile on your face. Force this new outlook. And you will find results. Number 2 is stop giving a shit about the stuff that's not in your control, or the things that are actually in your life. On the same topic of philosophy, there's this one book that I've read over and over again, Meditations by Marcus Aurelius. Amazing read that really helped me when I just could not understand my emotions. And to simplify Stoicism, without getting in all the aspects and a huge summary of it, I'm going to dumb it down to, you should only worry about the things that you can control, the actions you can take, the gifts you can give. And there's a saying in this book that the obstacle becomes the way. Meaning, if you get something stuck in your path, don't blow up over it, but instead, this is opening up a new door. Because once you realize you can't change the weather, you can't decide what other people do, you start realizing, I only really control the things that I'm able to do. So the stuff that I can't control, what they say, what they do, the weather, other people, you start to think, I should only worry about what I can personally do in life. And it starts to make you happy and realize when some people are annoying you, it's out of your control. Don't stress over things that you literally can't change. And the things in your life that you can't change, that aren't in your life. I can spend all day watching the news or reading about it and get frustrated that there's atrocities happening in the world. And yeah, I should care about them. But it doesn't improve my day by realizing about that stuff. I worry about tomorrow, the week, the month, maybe the year in the future in realistic light and all that. But I can't stress about stuff that is not in my control. You have to let it slide off of you, like water on a duck's ass. So that's something that really helped me just improve my life, because I was always stressed out about the people in class, what they were saying, what people were doing, what was happening in life. And I realized there's only so much I control. Let me focus on that and not worry about all the other things. And the third step that I have, music is your savior. What you listen to represents your emotional state. Just like the previous steps, the music that plays in your life, what you're taking in, is going to be reflective of who you are. If you listen to the sad, depressing music about breakups or terrible things, yes, it almost in a sadistic way feels good. But why the hell would you sacrifice that by being sad? If you're trying to be a good person, why the hell would you listen to degenerate music? If you're trying to be happy, as cliche as it is, when you are in a bad mood, put on your favorite song. Put that song on that lifts you up, that makes you feel happy. It's a fucking cheat code. When I don't feel social, I put on Staying Alive by Bee Gees. And I just go out there, walk with a little extra step, and I have the energy and mood change to literally go be social. That's the song that I play. When I want to be happy, I put on some upbeat music. I don't rest in my sorrow by listening to sad, depressing music. It's really easy to do. But if you are ever in a crappy mood, it's literally just a cheat code. It's to put your headphones on, play some good music, and it changes your mood. So be careful of what you intake and allow the things that make you happy will do its job. Again, I'm Maxwell. I help teach young men. I appreciate if you like and subscribe, comment down below, and I hope you found some value in this video. I'll see you on the next one.